Hi everybody, my name is Sara. This is my story, my life story of how I came from being a homeless drug addict to now in recovery. I was born drug and alcohol addicted as a fetal alcohol baby, so I was special ed. I was kind of slow when I was a kid, so my parents put me in, I was ADHD, bipolar, the hyper kid. My parents put me on a lot of medications, and so when I became 20 years old and a family member introduced drugs to me, meth to me, it was a familiar feeling, and it's what set me down the started path of using. You know, I did reach out when I just had a son and got clean for a while, but then I had some medical issues happen and family issues happen, and I just got really depressed, and I decided to go that meth was the answer, and it led me right back down the downhill spiral. You know, it led me to being homeless. It led me to losing everything I ever knew, everything I ever wanted. It kept me stuck for many years. This is where I lived, 5 years. We had our tent here. It was horrible. It was dirty. It was hot. During the summertime, it was really sweaty, hot. It was really hard to maintain. In the wintertime, it's full of water. We would be underwater, literally. But it was home. You know, it's all we knew. The place was full of garbage. As you can see, still see there's a lot of garbage here. But, you know, I was an addict. I was still using, getting high. I didn't really think about that. I thought it was normal living. Today, I don't think that way. 5 years on the spot. 5 long years. I remember when Mario showed up unexpectedly. I had to go to a doctor's appointment, full of water, muddy overalls, dirty as could be, but I still went, got my blood work done, he took me to get a shower, clean clothes, got my dog something, keep her warm, and I did what I had to do. I would go up to the top of the hill, I'd panhandle for money, begging for money, and I would sell flowers. This is the dumpster that I would climb into every day because me and my boyfriend were recycling one day. I saw these beautiful flowers sitting in the dumpsters, and I came up with the idea to sell them, to make money, and that's what I did. I would get these flowers, rebuild them, and take them out on the corners and sell them for $5 a piece. And I'd make anywhere from $200 to $300 a week selling flowers every day just to survive out here on the streets. That was my hustle, and I was the only one doing it, so it was kind of cool. But yep, I would climb in this dirty, nasty dumpster, dig them out, get buckets, and take them and sell them. This Mario and Renee, they are the reason I'm here today. It's clean sober. They would come down to this camp every week, check on me, take me to doctor's appointments, medical appointments, get my ID. They got me into sober living. They got me into a drug treatment program. Because of them, I'm clean sober in the way I am today. Their support and outreach program is what saved me.
She was willing to take any suggestion and follow through with it, and that grew into, you know, willingness to accept help, and now she's full of hope, you know, and she worked hard. She worked hard.
I'm really proud of you.
Thank you. They actually showed up to my camp looking for my significant other at the time to offer him services, but they didn't want help, and I did, so I went out and tried and talked to them. And they started coming down to my camp every other day, checking on us, helping me. They got me my food stamps, my ID, my social security card, my birth certificate, helped me with my vision, my medical, my dental, and just it went from there. They've been a godsend.
She would be the only one that would, you know, come out of the tent, you know, talk about her day and, you know, talk about the needs that she's been wanting to get for a long time, but her use would get in the way, and you know, they always got put on the back burner. So we kind of noticed that. We took her willingness and just continued to help her, and she continued to receive the help.
I started out at Nirvana Sober Living, my time ran out there, so I went to Garden Gate Respite for 3 weeks. Then they put me at the Hope House for 30 days, which is next door, all women's program. Then back to Garden Gate Respite.
The agency she's talking about, Respite, it's an emergency shelter for, you know, 3 to 1 week. We link our clients there as much as we can. And then she went to the Hope House, which is kind of more of a permanent. It's a 30-day program.
We had curfew, we had rules, we had chores. We had to be up by 7, our bed's made by 7:30. We had to be either going to a meeting, a program, we had to be doing something during the day. We couldn't just stay home and do absolutely nothing in the full 30 days. Now on the weekends we were allowed to chill and relax, whatever at the house, but during the week they expected us to do things, goals that we had to reach each week. Now my first 3 weeks going to meetings, I was stubborn, I was pissed off, I was mad, because I wasn't allowed to do what I wanted to do instead of what the program said to do. I can't go see my ex, I can't go to the camps, I can't do this, that. What am I to do with my time? I need something. And immediately I got a sponsor that day, that quick. And she just helped me recognize, look, they're not letting you go to meetings. They don't want you to do this, they don't want you to do that. You need these for your recovery, you need this, you're still in your first year. So I reached out to Mario and them, and they helped put me back in respite, and till I can get on my feet. Couldn't get any more funding, so they were going to stick me in the shelter. We knew if I went to the shelter, I wouldn't be able to stay clean. This person stepped up and let me rent a room for my mom. And I've been successful ever since. I haven't looked back. I was homeless for 14 years. I've lived all over Modesto, but mainly by Plaza Parkway, the mall, on Coffee Road. How they helped me was just, like I said, they helped me get into sober living. I have successfully renting a room, and I have a successful job. I'm employed at one of the larger grocery store chains here in California, and I'm completely self-sufficient. I pay rent, bills, utilities, you name it, I pay it.
We linked her to the downtown street team, where they have a group of you go out different areas of Modesto and they pick up trash, and that led her to getting
Salvation Army bell ringing for Christmas time donations.
She was speaking her story to some guy that she was eating lunch with in the lunchroom, and it happened to be the store manager. And
one of our store managers in key holders. He's the youngest employee manager there, and he actually went to our GM and the other corporate managers, said, "Hey, come check her out, come check her out." And the next day I'm out there, I got this big speaker, I'm dressed up all, Santa Claus hat, looking goofy as hell, just lights on my sign, trying to get money for him. And all these managers come out and ask me to come to the office. And I was like, I thought I was in some kind of trouble. I thought I offended somebody, and they offered me a job. And it's been a blessing. This whole last year has been, I call it the wild ride of recovery, because it's just been crazy. I've had a lot of ups and I've had a lot of downs, but you just reach out to people who are supportive. I reach out to Mario, Renee, people in my other program fellowships. I reach out to people in recovery, my coworkers, and if I need it, I hit a meeting, I do whatever I gotta do.
All these things that we helped her to receive, her ID, her birth certificate, social security card, benefits from SNAP, that's a process. So during these 6-7 months, we just continued to show up, and she continued to be willing, and those things, we all didn't get them at once. This all didn't happen at once. This was a process, and she was patient, and she look at her now.
Continue my job, and to grow up the ladder at my job, get a few promotions, and eventually, hopefully, maybe get married, and just have a happy, successful life without the drugs and chaos. When I was homeless, I didn't think I'd ever get clean. I thought I was going to die out there, honestly, to be dead. I thought homelessness there was nothing left for me. Luckily, gratefully, the care team came and the things they did, because if not, I don't know where I'd be. I really don't. For anybody who uses, my advice to you is, if they reach out to you, reach out back. Be willing to try. If it's not for you, it's out there, you can go back to it. If you're not ready to get clean, it's out there. But at least try, because you never know, your life might change like mine.